it actually took me a couple of chapters to sort of work out what was going on. But
Show don't tell, Charles. Show don't tell.
But it was such a delight when I worked it out, which is you introduce all the characters through the women in their life. Like
I'm a born-again feminist, Charles.
it was a wonderful thing to watch because you're just going, it's exactly how, like, it wasn't a sort of, it was this weird sort of sensation where you were giving the women these full lives, and then you just met these people along the way, like Alfred Deakin, who happened to be married to, his wife, and so Catherine, like all these great women figures. So so that was intentional, was it?
Look, one of the criticisms of Australian history is there ain't a lot of chicks in it. And I think my first two books, GIRT and True GIRT, suffered from that a little bit because women had not come to the political fore or indeed the social fore. And part of the reason for that was there actually weren't many of them out here. It was a very, very blokey environment, lots of male convicts, lots of male gold miners. The period that I'm covering in this book, there's more gender parity, but there's a lot of powerful female characters who I introduce them as young women to tell their life stories and the difficulties that they faced. And you see them evolve over a course of several decades to become some of the leading feminist warriors campaigning for women's suffrage throughout the book. So somebody like Catherine Helen Spence, she's introduced as a young girl coming out from Scotland who, has very definite opinions about men and how she doesn't want to marry them. But she becomes this towering intellectual figure who not only proposes the proportional representation system and the single transferable vote, which are now both elements of the Australian voting systems in various jurisdictions. She is the first person to recommend compulsory providence, which we know today as superannuation in Australia. She took credit for introducing the first land tax in Australia through her writing. And so she had this amazing influence on Australian political culture. But she did a lot of that writing anonymously or writing under her brother's name, because the idea of a woman actually entering the public sphere and having an opinion scared the bejesus out of the blokes. So it's that a lot of the book is the story of the evolution of women coming out of the home and into broader society, and the fact that they had to fight bloody hard to do that.